welcome to GLN's News TV. I'm Ann Smith, bringing you the latest updates on today's top stories. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo stated that democracy has failed in Africa because it doesn't reflect the continent's values, culture, and way of life. He argued that democracy has turned into a system where a small group controls the majority, denying them their rights and basic needs. He criticized this setup, calling it a breeding ground for corruption and injustice, where leaders enrich themselves while the people suffer. He warned that democracy in Africa isn't just failing, it's at risk of dying out unless it's reshaped to reflect African values and genuinely serve the people. He urged for a system that embraces Africa's culture and history to create a government that works for everyone.
Gone past the Greek democracy, which brought everybody to the square, and everybody has a say in the decision making, which affects everybody, or which affected everybody. Democracy has now become representative democracy. And representative democracy has not taken care of everybody. Democracy, which is government of the people, of small number of people, by a small number of people, over large number of people, who are deprived of what they need to have in life. Now that is not democracy that will endure. So if you are talking of democracy failing in Africa, democracy in Africa has failed. And why has it failed? Because it didn't have any, in context and in content, it's not African. It does not have any aspect of our culture, our way of life, what we stand for, what we believe. Ubuntu. I am because we are. It is I am because I can grab. What sort of democracy brings you and you grab everything and then illegally, corruptly, and you say go to court? When you know that even in the court, you cannot get justice.
Former President Goodluck Jonathan called the state of emergency in Rivers State a clear abuse of power by all three branches of government. He emphasized that a nation's global reputation and ability to attract investment rely on its leaders making positive, forward-thinking decisions.
It's a continuous journey, one that requires a collective effort, commitment, and perseverance. The theme of this colloquium is timely and relevant as we seek to address the present issue of our time, from inequality and bigotry to social injustice and marginalization. I believe that it is mark of good leadership and governance to be able to leverage the transformative power of diversity, equity, and inclusion for social change. As a leader, I have seen how these values can bring people together, foster a sense of belonging, and unlock the full potential of individuals and communities. And that is why till today, I think I appointed more women into office than any other president. Because the issue of inclusivity is critical. However, I have also seen how the absence of these values can lead to division, inequality, and social unrest. It is therefore our responsibility as leaders and change makers to promote a culture of diversity and inclusion, one that values and respects the dignity and worth of every human being and protects the interests of all of us. We must not forget that societies that embrace diversity, equity, and inclusion are more innovative, resilient, and harmonious. I know this because I saw how policies that promoted gender equality, youth empowerment, and regional balance during my time as president helped bridge divides and foster national unity. I am glad that the Askes Tomorrow Foundation in the country, everybody talks about River State on television, and some of these are the issues we discuss. We're talking about building a society where no one is oppressed, as reflected in the top paragraph of our national anthem. As a former president and also from the Niger Delta, when the issue of suspending the governor came up, I think people call on me, oh, President Jonathan, oh, President Obasanjo, you should say something. People expected us to say something about what is happening. And of course, people don't even know that traditionally all over the world, former presidents hardly make statements about what the current presidents are doing because of the tension it could create in the country. In most cases, look at America, look at everywhere. So hardly for former presidents to make sometimes you see and of course, what is happening in Nigeria today regarding the situation in River State is like an Indian proverb that said that if somebody is sleeping, really sleeping, you can easily wake up that person. But if the person is pretending to sleep, you find it difficult to wake up that person. The key actors in Nigeria, from executive to the legislature, luckily Senator Binta and others are here, and the judiciary did know the correct thing to do. But they are refusing to do it. They are pretending to sleep. And waking such a person is extremely difficult because the person knows the right thing. A clear abuse of offices, clear abuse of power, clear abuse of privileges, cutting across from the three arms of government, from the executive to the parliament to the judiciary. And I always plead with our people that whatever we do affects everybody. And sometimes we do things and we think that it doesn't affect us. I've been a president before, and even after leaving office as a former president, people get to me. Why is that our passport is not valued that much? Why is that Nigerians are not given the kind of treatment we're supposed to receive at the international airports? Sometimes we think it's because of Yahoo boys or 419ers. No, not only them. Yes, they are part of the problem. But whatever happens in a country, decisions that are taken by the executive arm of government, decisions that are taken by the parliament, judicial decisions affect everybody. For example, no businessman can bring his money to invest in a country where the judiciary is compromised. Where a government functionary can dictate to judges what judgment they will give. No man brings his money to invest in that economy because we are taking a big risk. So whatever we do affects everybody. And if we must build a nation for our children and our grandchildren, no matter how painful it is, we must strive to do what is right. It may cost us, but we must endeavor and pay the price to insist on doing what is right. Whether you're holding an executive office as a president, a minister, or a governor, or a special advisor, or executive, whether you're holding an office in the parliament, senate, or rep, whether you're a judicial officer at the high courts or appellate courts, we must strive to do what is right. If we want to build a nation that our children will be proud of. As we engage in these discussions, let us remember that promoting social change is not a one-time event, but a continuous process. It requires a sustained commitment, collective action, and unwavering dedication to the values that promote good governance. Let us also recognize that social change is a shared responsibility, one that requires the active participation and engagement of all stakeholders, including civil society, the private sector, and governments. In conclusion, I want to again express my gratitude to the Haskell at Murray Foundation for convening this colloquium, and I appreciate all of you, especially our sister who came all the way from Kenya, as she has been introduced. If you are ticking the boxes for people that are supposed to be here, she filled all the gaps. Thank you for coming. And thank you from what you told me yesterday, said that Nigeria is the first West African country you have visited. So you are welcome. And I hope you will enjoy Abuja and will listen to you and will listen to all others. So I thank you very much.
That's it for now, but I will be back with more updates as the story develops. If you found this report helpful, don't forget to like, share, and comment with your thoughts. Subscribe and follow to stay updated on all the latest news. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.